Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. Today in this video, let me share with you how to make this unique handmade beaded bag. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you cut your fish line. You make sure it's long enough, you cut it off, and we are using 0.60 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish lines. You pick 4 beads, fix on any side of the fish line, being it the right side or the left side, fix all 4 beads. And then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line, you pull it out so one side will be longer than the other, and then you have the first ring done. Going on, you pick 3 beads, fix one on the left fish line, fix one on the right fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You still make sure you have the ends of the fish line, you pull it out, and then you have your 2nd ring done. You still fix 1 bead on each fish lines again, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines, you pull it out, and then you have your 3rd ring of 4 done. So you are going to weave on until we have 22 of this, and I'm going to do that off camera with the same method as you can see. So we have 21 now, and then with the 22nd part on this fish line here, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out so you can turn like this. So now we have 22, and then moving on the outer fish line here, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out so you have it turned completely. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out, and then you weave on with the same method till you get to the last end. So when you get to the last step with the right fish line, you go through the last bead here. Then on the outer fish line here, on this fish line here, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross to the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out so you have it turned like this. Then you are done with the 2nd row. Then still on the outer fish line here, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross the 2nd bead, you pull it out, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again, cross the 2nd bead, you pull it out, you go through the next 1 bead. You are going to weave on with the same method from here to this end here, from here to this end here. You are going to extend it from this side till you get 14 of it. So you weave to the end, then you extend it till you get 14 steps, and I'm going to do that off camera. So this is what you should get after you are done. This is the mat you should have. This is how it looks. And with this side we have 22 as we started with, and this side is now 14. So I'm going to weave the base of the bag, and with a new fish line you count 1, 2. So you go through the 2nd and 3rd bead, you go through the 2nd and 3rd bead here, so this first one, and then out of the 2nd one, then you have it this way. Then on the outer fish line here, you fix 2 beads, because the second bead using the other side of the fish line, you make sure you have the ends of the fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, because the second bead you pull it out, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again, because the second bead you pull it out, and then you weave on till you get to the last 3 beads. So when you get to the last 3 beads with the right fish line here, you go through the next 2 beads here. You have it like this. Then you pick 1 bead and cross it both sides of the fish lines, you pull it out. Then you have it like this. Then with the right fish line, you go through the last 1 bead here, this bead. Then on this fish line here, the outer fish line here, you fix 2 beads, then you cross to the second bead, you pull it out. Then you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again, cross to the second bead, you pull it out. You go through the next 1 bead. Then you go on and fix 2 beads again, cross to the second bead, you pull it out. You go through the next 1 bead. So with this also, you are going to weave from here to this end here, and I'm going to do that off camera with the same method. So this is what you should get after you are done with the base. This is how it looks. So we have 2 here, and this is what we should have for the base. So now with the base, you should have 18, and this is one side of the bag, and I made the same thing off camera. The same size, the same shape. We have 2 on this side, so we are going to join it together to form the full body of the bag. So with a new fish line, you go through this first bead here, you pull it out, and then you have it like this. Then on the outer fish line here, you fix 1 bead. Then with that same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag, you pull it out, so you have the bead in the middle of both sides like this. Then you pick 1 bead again, cross with both sides of the fish lines, you make sure you have the ends of the fish line, you pull it out. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you pick 1 bead again and cross it both sides of the fish lines, you pull it out. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you go on and pick 1 bead again, cross it both sides of the fish lines, you pull it out, and then you weave on with the same method throughout. So as you can see, we have the side nicely joining up. I'm going to weave on from here to this end here to this top side here with the same method, and I'm going to do that off camera. So this is what you should get after you're done joining the sides of the bag. This is how it looks. So this is the inner side of it, and we are going to add a little sprinkles to it. So I made this off camera with the same marking method, and I used 6mm beads and 8mm. So this side we have 5. The 6mm has this 1 row, and 8mm has the remaining 4 rows. You weave with the same marking method. So we are going to join it to this. We are going to sew it to this side of the bag here. It's going to be on the side of the bag, and as you sew, you weave more. So this one I have 44. So as you weave, you add more to it because you don't know the amount or the number of beads that will go around this bag. So we are going to sew it to this. So I'm using the same fish line because it's long enough. So this is simple. You have no formula for this. You are just attaching it to the bag, and I'm using the second row for this particular path. So it has no formula, as I said earlier. You just have to sew it or attach it to the bag. So you just go through the beads and make sure it's attached, very well attached to your bag. So as you can see, I'm just going in and out of the beads to ensure that I have it nicely attached and neatly attached, so the fish lines won't be that visible to see. So please take your time and go through this method. As you can see, I'm doing here. It's not stressful and it's not time taking. It's very simple if you know how to go about it. So please watch carefully, see how this side is nicely attached. Then you're going to get the pleats nicely. So you're going to weave all the way to this side, and like I said, as you weave on, you join more rows to make your work easier. So at the end of it, I'm going to tell you the number of rows that I added, and I think that's going to help. And this is the second part of it that I made, and that one is going to come down. On this is going to be like 2 sisters or something. So I'm going to do that off camera and we'll be right back after. So this is it, and I'm going to join this side. Let's join this side of it. So I'm using the same fish line. So on this fish line here, you fix one bead, then with that same fish line you go through this first bead on the side here, you pull it out, you have the bead in the middle of both sides like this, then you pick one bead again and cross it both sides of the fish line to pull it out. With the right fish line go through the next one bead, with the left fish line go through the next one bead. Then you pick one bead again and cross it both sides of the fish line to pull it out. With the right fish line go through the next one bead, with the left fish line go through the next one bead. Then you fix one bead again, cross it both sides, then you go through the next one bead on each side here. Then on this part here, we are going to use the smaller beads, which is 6 mm. So you pick one bead and you cross it both sides of the fish lines, you pull it out, then you go through the next bead using each fish lines. Then you pick one bead again and cross it both sides of the fish lines, you pull it out, then you pass the excess fish line through for this side, then you join the down part too. And this is what you have after you're done with both sides of the bag. This is what you have. So in total I had 66. Like the extensions I added was 22. I had 21 and then joined with the last one, which made it 22. So we are going to fix our handle. I made this handle off camera. You can get them already made from the market, but this one was made by myself. Like I made it myself. So you can do it yourself or you get it from the market. And I have 23 beads and all, and then with the bag hooks here, and I'm just going to attach them to the sides of the bag. So you just count the bead and make sure they are on the right sides of each other. And this is how it looks after you are done attaching or joining them to the bag. This is how beautiful our bag looks. And this is what we are doing for this let me say 2 sisters or pleats beaded bag. I don't really know how to call it, but please give me a name in the comment section if you have one. This is so beautiful and easy to carry. You can make this in any color of your choice. Feel free to increase the size if you want it big. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more and more of my tutorials. Make sure to comment and share as well. Stay safe. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.